Our 68 Coronet 500 is finally getting some color, and we're excited to share it. Now, the first time we showed you this car, it was in our metal fabrication shop, and we were doing a lot of the work on getting the panel gaps right and fitting all the trim and the badges and door handles and all that kind of jazz. So since then, all that stuff had been fitted. The body, all the body panels went through our body shop and got straightened and refined, and then it got blown apart for some primer, in which it got wet sanded and then masked for the beginning of the paint. Now, the first thing we painted was under the hood. See, these Mopar products have what I call an all-over tan, which meant when you open the hood from the factory, the whole engine surround area is done in the same body color as the outside of the car, as is the front part of the doghouse here, if you will. So painting these cars can be a challenge because you've got to do all those details, right? So as we see it now, all that was painted several months ago. Our original 383 engine is freshly rebuilt and installed in its correct colors. The rest of the car got masked to spray the door jambs and some of the smaller areas before the whole thing gets reassembled and the outside painted. And again, because it's a Chrysler and so many of these parts are the same color, this is really a good way to do it. But what I wanted to share was, take a look at the finish. This is straight out of the gun, and this is the original color. It's a beautiful metallic green, not buffed, just painted the other day and cleared. And it really came out beautifully. And what's nice about doing it this way is that all of the coverage, when you open the door, it's gonna look like this, which is gonna look like that, which is gonna, end up looking like the outside of the vehicle. So the whole surface finish is gonna be nice and consistent. You won't see any tape marks, you won't see any, areas of coverage where they just kind of blew it in there because the door was installed. All of this has just wonderful coverage, and the paint is just coming out fantastic. There's no runs, no drips. It is just nice and flat. It's not full of orange peel. This is a door jamb, for crying out loud. My own personal vehicle collection never had one this nice on the outside, and that's the door jamb. We took a little bit of a liberty in the trunk and applied bed liner product. You can see it's got that kind of sheen, little texture, and that is to protect that a little bit more. But again, the trunk jambs have been painted, as has the tail panel, again in that forest green. So it's the details that really make the difference. By doing some of this nice, it's technically, one of the terms they use is over-restored. I like to use the term premium restoration on these type of projects because it does have the correct engine, it will have the correct wheels and all the stuff that it came with. It's all just a little bit nicer. And another example of that is when we look at the doors. So this is the door panel, interior panel will be on top of this, but a lot of times you don't see people take the time to make that nice and spray that in a manner that is consistent and has good coverage. Sometimes you see it get blown over, and that's technically how it was from the factory. But again, trying to make it nicer than it was and really pay attention to the details. So again, inside these doors is gonna be nicer than pretty much any car I've ever owned. So kudos to our team here at V8 Speed and Resto. And then we did whatever we could to make the seam sealer look real nice and not obtrusive. But it's sharp. And back here we have the inside of the fenders that got painted, and then the fasteners, because all these bolts have to match, and then of course the hinges. So it's a big project painting one of these cars and giving it that all over tan. We have a couple of spray out cards up here. That's the exterior color. The inside is actually gonna get a satin green. It's a little bit lighter in color than the outside, but that's what the interior color is gonna be, as it was originally from the factory. It's a very cool car. We're looking forward to seeing this one go all the way to full exterior paint soon. We hope you like checking out this 68 Coronet 500 as much as we like building it. If you have a classic or a muscle car and you're looking for a premium restoration, you can always find us at v8speedshop.com. We're happy to chat about doing something like this, or something custom, or a hot rod, or maybe something that we haven't even thought about. Always up for the challenge. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time and show you more of this car when the whole thing gets into color.